welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. I'm Chris McGee alongside Robert Ory and Big Game James Wither. We have Allie and Mike Trudell out in Oklahoma City. The Lakers get blown out by the Thunder. They were never really in this one, fellas. OKC used a 40-20 second quarter to kind of blow this game open early. Listen, OKC's the deepest team in the league. They're missing a couple of key players, still had 7 guys in double figures. They're the best defensive team in the league, statistically and in every way possible. They're the first team to hold the Lakers to 100 points. Lakers only 92 tonight. In big game, they're the front runners, bottom line, to repeat as champions, at least early in the season. They're 12-1.
They're on their way, Geeter. Reminds me of some of the great dynasties of the past. You know, Robert Ory's team.
Remember, you didn't mention his team at halftime. Let's talk about the 80s. Right?
But it does remind me of, you know, some of the greats. You know, Chicago, San Antonio, Lakers. You know, they have a formula, and you know, once you get the formula, you know, and you believe in it and it works for you, all you do is stick in different parts, and it doesn't matter. This team is strong. You know, Gita, you mentioned that Shea has sit out 7 fourth quarters.
7 of 12 fourth quarters. He has not been in the game.
That reminds me of championship teams that take care of business.
They're resting.
But they take away whatever you think you're going to run offensively, they just take it away. No pick and roll. You got to move the ball a lot and make that defense work. I just don't think the Lakers' offense was conducive to the type of defense that Oklahoma was playing tonight. Their bench performed well, over 20-something points, maybe more.
They're 49.
So, yeah, that's a well-oiled team ready to repeat if nobody gets in the way of the
machine.
Well, let's give credit what credit's due. It's the only time this team is ever going to get credit for anything. The Clippers. Let's give credit.
Talking about the Shea Gilgeous trade?
Yes, the Shea Gilgeous trade and all the picks they got. So Sam Presti, you get a worthy clap, but not from me. But you got to look at the way this team was constructed from day one. They put all these young pieces together, and they waited. You know, you think about, you know, the trust the process, what the Sixers tried to do. But the one thing that they did, they stayed healthy. They kept, meaning the OKC kept trusting the process. They brought in these young players. And they didn't just bring in young players because they were, you're the most talented. You're the young player bring that's going to fit this system. You're going to come in and we make all of y'all friends. You know, I think about, you know, our team in 2000, outside of Kobe, we were all around the same age. You know, Kobe was, you know, 10 years younger than us? But this team is all around the same age. And when you got teams that's around the same age, you kind of bond a little bit more because you have some similarities. You talk about the same thing. And this team is so connected. And it's amazing how much fun they have together and the way they run that system. So let's just give this whole organization credit, because you think about when they had, you know, Westbrook, KD, and James Harden and went to the finals, and next thing you know, this team was disbanded. But they came back, they reloaded. A lot of teams aren't able to reload like they did.
And stay competitive the whole time, with Chris Paul coming in for a year or two.
And so you got to give it up. You know, Westbrook tried to give him a float, but then they brought in Shea. So this team is scary, man. I hate to say it. They're going to be scary for a couple of years because they signed everybody back, and
got draft picks in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they have the Clippers draft pick this year still from that Paul George trade. I mean, truly
like
remarkable.
I said, give the credits to the Clippers for something.
Yeah, they deserve it tonight. Listen, let's look at, we talked a lot about the stars coming into this night, you know, Shea versus Luka. You know, I know it's early in the year, but two of the top contenders for MVP, and Shea gets the better of this one. Look at his numbers. Again, he only played 29 minutes. He seems to never play in the fourth quarter. He scored 30 on 10 of 18. He was 2 of 7, 5 rebounds, 9 assists. Luka, just 19 points, did not play in the fourth quarter either. 7 of 20, 1 for 7 from 3, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. Big game. Shea was that guy tonight. He's just in control. He runs that offense. And he doesn't have to get it in bunches. You just look at the box score and you've seen that he's done it all, and he's done it efficiently.
Yeah, Geeter. I mean, this kid is like so deliberate and so like under control and so knows what he can do on every possession. Like, he just kind of surveys pick and rolls, ISO situations where he can get his shots, and a true leader. I just think he's a phenomenal teammate, and his teammates play well with him. They play for him. He's a great leader, just unstoppable, and didn't even play the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I want to say this about if you could put up a side by side of Luka shots and Shea shots, they were pretty much the same shots. But what makes it different is Luka's shots were all contested. You know, that shows you how good this team is defensively. You just saw all his shots. Only one shot was really contested, and he used, like Shaq would say, some feet work, got around him, and got a layup. And so that's the thing about this guy. He's so elusive. With Luka, he's trying so hard to be that guy to take shots. And a lot of his shots, to me, I hate to say, is the bad shot, because you got 3 defenders on you, move the ball, it'll come back to you, because apparently the whole team are scared to shoot sometime because they want to get you to rock. And like right there, contested shot. And he made it, but still, it's a difficult shot, and it makes it tougher on you, and it wears you down as a player because you've taken such difficult shots.
And I think it's so hard for anyone offensively when they can throw this many bodies at you with length, with speed, with athleticism, James. They're physical as well. This is not an easy team to score against. We saw Austin Reeves struggle as well. He was 0 for 5 from 3, did not get over the 20-point threshold, only had 13, and just couldn't get loose either.
Yeah, there was a diameter there where they couldn't penetrate within 14 feet. They couldn't get inside the lane, Geeta. I mean, Ayton couldn't get in there. What he did, you know, they swarmed them. They were very active with their hands. So when you can't get high percentage shots and you're dependent on long jumpers, and those long jumpers turn into long rebounds, and they get out and run and fast break, and the way they run their offense, I mean, everybody's a threat. They seem to be in the right place at the right time. They're well oiled. They have a system in place, and they run it well. You take something away, there's somebody else, you know, cutting, Chet, or, you know, anybody. So the guys off the bench, when their bench players come in, they look like starters because it's the same movement, the same offense, and defensively they just get into you physically.
I want to show you this graphic. It's offense that the Lakers have played this year, and they are one of the better offensive teams in the league compared to what they did tonight. They've been averaging 118. Field goal percentage at 51% with 26 assists. Tonight, after 3 quarters, they only had 10 assists. Point differential you see at -29, and they